So I have another story. On the first day, it relates to this because you said the first day of school. We had put Pharaoh into a daycare center, and on his first day, I got off early. And I'm the type of parent where I will go get my children if they are not in need of care. So I happened to pop up, and it was nap time. And when I got there, he was on, those PVC pipe like cots that they put on the floor or whatever. It has like a mesh thing. He's laying on there, and he's like doing like this, and he's trying to put his arms in his clothes, and he's like cold, visibly cold. Everybody else has blankets, and I'm like, Pharaoh, hey, he's mommy. He runs up and he hugs me. I'm like, hey, baby, what are you doing? Why don't you have your blanket? And he said she wouldn't let me get my blanket. And she was like, I couldn't find his blanket. Mind you, it's this old lady, and she's sitting on the chair, and I couldn't find his blanket. I said, what do you mean you couldn't find his blanket? Where did you look? And I'm looking at the cubby on his first day full of all the things they told me he needed, including a blanket. So I'm like, the blanket is right here. She was like, oh, I didn't see that blanket. And so I'm like, let's just go. Because I know me. I was like, that's crazy. Y'all don't have blankets. Well, since COVID, we don't provide blankets and blah, blah, blah. I said, so there was you couldn't think of any solution besides putting him down with like cold with no blanket. Like you couldn't call me and say, hey, mom, you forgot his blanket. I literally work a mile from here. At least give me the option to bring him what he needs. So as we're walking out, I'm frustrated. So I'm fussing at him. I'm like, your blanket was right there. Like, why wouldn't you just go get your blanket? He was like, I tried to get my blanket. She told me to shut up and sit down. I said, what? What? He said, I tried to get my blanket, mommy. I promise I'll try to get my blanket. I said, what do you mean? She said, shut up. He said, she told me, I asked her if I can get my blanket. She told me, she ficked me. Well, first of all, y'all know my baby got a speech impairment. So he said, she ficked me in my head and told me, shut up and sit down. I said, fick, because I didn't know what he was saying because he didn't demonstrate. On accident, I'm demonstrating, but I didn't want to give it away. So I'm saying, he's telling me on the way out the door, she ficked me and told me to shut up and sit down. So I'm like, what is fick? What do you mean? So as we're walking, I'm like, show me, demonstrate. So as we're sitting in the car, because I'm going to put him in the car before I show my ass at this daycare. And so I'm like, what do you mean? And show me, do it to me. He's like, I don't want to do that to you. It'll hurt. I said, oh, because it hurt. And he's like, yeah, she ficked me in my head. I said, well, show me. He said, she ficked me in my head like this. When I tell y'all, it was nothing but God that kept me from tearing down that building, which I feel like anger is a justifiable emotion, especially in this situation. So I have all the other children in the car. So I go back inside after I put him in the car, and I'm talking to the owner, the director, and she's like, she's got this big TV on her screen, and she appears to be on like some type of Zoom call or training. I don't care. So I was like, hey, excuse me, today was Pharaoh's like, oh, how does his first day go? I'm sorry, I'm just on the training. I said, that's fine. He told me that the teacher flicked him in his head and told him to shut up and sit down. And when I just went in there, he was taking a nap without a blanket, and he was cold. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What do you mean? I said exactly what I said. So I need to understand. This is a camera. She's like, yeah, but this is just a live feed. This doesn't like record anything. Like I couldn't go back and look. I said, okay, well, I need to understand what's going on because it was a classroom full of kids all napping. I need to understand what's going on here, so I need to talk to the teacher. She said, just give me a minute to wrap up this because I'm on a very important training, and then I will get the teacher. I said, okay, that's fine. So I left, and I went and I took all the rest of the children home. I changed out. I had on a dress. I put on some sneakers, and I took off my earrings and put on some sweatpants. And when I was in the process of doing that, she called me back. She was like, hey, I talked to the teacher, and she said that didn't happen. She doesn't know why Pharaoh would say that, but she would never do that. And I said, really? Okay, so that's it? And she was like, well, when the kids wake up, I'll ask around and see maybe if anybody saw it. I said, so if the teacher says she didn't do it and the other kids who are napping didn't see it, then what? Well, it's just hard to know what to do in these situations because, she's saying she didn't do it. I said, okay, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. She's going to have to tell me to my face that my child's a liar. She's going to have to tell me to my face that my child's a liar. So I pop up. Nap time is over. I'd like to speak to the teacher. I've already pulled her name, her license number. I've already called the daycare people to them. I called the people to them. This is who. So she comes in the office and I'm standing there because the director is like, you can sit down. No, thank you. I don't need to sit down. This will only take a minute. I need her to look me in my face and tell me that my child's a liar. That's what I need. I need her to have the audacity to put her hands on my child on his first day and then to look me in my face and tell me that he made that shit up. So she walks in. She's like, hi, oh, it's nice to meet you. I said, no. No. When I came in today, Pharaoh was freezing cold and his blanket was right there in the cubby. No one in this environment thought to say, it's his first day. Let's call his mom or let's see what we can do. Let's find a solution so this baby could take a nap. That's my first red flag. The second red flag is that on the way out, when discussing the fact that he needed his blanket, he said that he told you he had his blanket. You did not allow him to get his blanket. And when he persisted, you put your hands on my child. I've been in childcare 47 years. Oh, I would never, kids in their imagination. I said, so you think that my child imagined somebody putting their hands on him? You think he imagined being cold at nap time? So are you calling my son a liar? Well, I'm not saying he's a liar. I said, are you saying that my son is a liar? Because that's the only thing you could possibly be saying to me if you're telling me that it didn't happen, that he just made this up. Well, I said, you know what? Before I put my hands on you and before my children lose me for committing a crime in this education facility, I'm going to go ahead and go. But you're going to go too, because I've already reported you. I've already got your license number. I've already done everything that I need to do to make sure that you no longer, because if in the presence of cameras, you are willing to put your hands on a child who just started, you don't know him. You don't know what he's been through. You don't know where he's come from. You don't know the experiences that he's had. And for you to put your hands on him lets me know that this is a common practice. You think it's okay, even with cameras rolling. So there's no telling what else you're capable of. Or what else you've already done to children in this classroom who maybe don't tell their parents, or they're used to having hands put on them, or they think that that's correction or discipline, and that's appropriate. You're never going to put your hands on my child. And if God so help me, you won't put your hands on anyone else because you got me fucked up. You're lucky that I'm not going to put my hands on you. Did you want me to put my hands on? Oh, Miss Coleman, just calm down. No. Don't do nothing to my child that you don't want anybody doing to you. So you might as well go ahead and prepare your things. Because this is likely your last day. I've reported you. I've reported this facility. Everybody was flabbergasted. Suddenly I'm aggressive and I need, just calm down. No. Never gonna be calm. Don't ever put your motherfucking hands on my kid. Like ever. Sorry for the language, y'all, but I went slap off. Don't ever put your hands on my child. What made you think that that was okay? You don't know this boy. You don't know how he responds to that type of treatment. And just thank God that he was able to come home and say, Mommy, this happened. And I believed him. Because had I continued to send him to that center and believe that, kids just leave out vital details, as the other commenter was saying, you believe everything he says? Yeah, I do. Because every time he's told me that somebody did something to him, he was absolutely telling the truth. And I plan to hold every person who ever harms him accountable. That's my job.